What's good, Vikings Nation? Skol. Welcome back to your go-to spot for the hottest Minnesota Vikings news. Today, we're diving into a story that's got me hyped. A fresh start for a player who's ready to light up US Bank Stadium. Cornerback Isaiah Rodgers is embracing his new role with the Vikings, and trust me, this guy's got big plans. From his bond with Byron Murphy to his potential in the return game, we're breaking it all down. Ready to get pumped? Let's roll. Picture this. A lockdown secondary, turnovers galore, and a new face making plays under Brian Flores' genius defensive scheme. That's the vibe Rodgers is bringing to Minnesota. After a wild journey, missing 2023 due to a suspension and winning a Super Bowl with the Eagles last year, he's now a Viking, and the buzz is real. Will he and Murphy become the NFL's most feared cornerback duo? That's the question burning in every fan's mind. Stick with me for 10 scenes packed with juicy details, stats, and that purple passion we all live for. We'll unpack Rodgers' fresh start, his bromance with Murphy, and how he could spark our return game. Drop a comment below. Are you hyped for Rodgers in purple? Let's get into it and see why this Vikings news is a game changer. The energy at Vikings minicamp is electric, and Isaiah Rodgers is soaking it all in. After signing with Minnesota this offseason, the 27-year-old cornerback is ready to prove himself. He missed the 2023 season due to a gambling suspension but bounced back last year, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy with the Eagles. Now he's got his eyes on another prize, helping the Vikings bring one home. Rodgers isn't just here to fill a roster spot. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores, one of the NFL's sharpest minds, has big plans for him. Flores wants Rodgers to unleash his ball skills and playmaking instincts, something we saw glimpses of during his time with the Colts. With a fresh start in Minnesota, Rodgers is all about enjoying the process and making an impact. Can he live up to the hype? That's what we're dying to find out. This is the kind of story that gets Vikings fans buzzing. A talented player with a chip on his shoulder, ready to shine under Flores' aggressive defense. What do you think? Will Rodgers be a starter week 1? Hit the comments and let's talk about it. Up next, we dive into his new bestie, Byron Murphy, and why their chemistry is pure gold. If you thought Rodgers was cool, wait till you hear about his bond with Vikings star Byron Murphy. These two cornerbacks are already acting like they've known each other forever. Just weeks into their time together, they're swapping film notes, gaming online, and pushing each other to new heights. Murphy even called Rodgers his best friend and dog. Talk about a bromance. This connection isn't just for laughs. It's translating to the field. Last season, Murphy snagged 6 interceptions, tying for third in the NFL. Rodgers, with his quick hands and sharp instincts, wants in on that action. They're competing to rack up picks, with Rodgers playfully roasting Murphy for dropping at least 5 or 6 potential interceptions last year. That friendly rivalry could mean more turnovers for a Vikings defense that tied for first in takeaways in 2024. Imagine this duo locking down receivers and turning games with big plays. Their ability to switch between boundary and field roles in Flores' scheme adds another layer of chaos for opponents. What's your take? Can Rodgers and Murphy outdo last year's turnover numbers? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep the Skol vibes going. Let's talk about Brian Flores, the mastermind behind the Vikings' ferocious defense. In his 3rd year with Minnesota, Flores is as fired up as ever, and he's got a new weapon in Rodgers. During minicamp, Flores made it clear. He wants Rodgers to be himself, using his speed and ball-hawking skills to disrupt offenses. That's music to Vikings fans' ears. Flores' defense was a beast last season, finishing 5th in points allowed and tied for first in turnovers. With Rodgers stepping into a bigger role, the potential is sky-high. He's been taking first-team reps alongside Murphy, filling the void left by Stephon Gilmore. Flores, who's been a fan of Rodgers since his college days, believes he's ready to break out. This is why we love Vikings news. Stories of players ready to ball out under a coach who gets it. Will Flores trust in Rodgers' payoff with a Pro Bowl caliber season? Let me know what you think in the comments. Next up, we're diving into Rodgers' potential to electrify the return game. Hold up, Vikings Nation, Rodgers isn't just a cornerback. This dude could be a game-changer in the return game, too. During OTAs and minicamp, Rodgers took reps as a returner, showing off the skills that led to a 101-yard kickoff return touchdown back in 2020. With a career 27.1-yard return average, he's got the juice to flip field position. Special teams coordinator Matt Daniels is already hyping Rodgers' potential, saying he's an elite guy back there with the ball in his hands. But with Rodgers likely starting at corner, Daniels plans to talk to management about balancing his roles. Imagine Rodgers breaking a long return in a tight game at US Bank Stadium. The crowd would lose it. This versatility makes Rodgers a Swiss Army knife for the Vikings. Do you want to see him as our primary returner, or should he focus on locking down receivers? Hit the comments with your take. Let's keep rolling and talk about how Rodgers' fresh start is shaping his mindset. Rodgers' journey to Minnesota is the kind of redemption story we root for. After his 2023 suspension, he could have folded, but instead, he fought back, won a ring with Philly, and now he's embracing a new chapter. At minicamp, he kept it real, saying he's just enjoying the process and doing whatever it takes to help the Vikings win. That mindset is exactly what the Vikings need. Rodgers isn't chasing headlines, he's chasing impact. Whether it's picking off passes, shutting down top receivers, or sparking the return game, he's ready to contribute. His hunger to prove himself fits perfectly with the culture Kevin O'Connell and Flores are building in Minnesota. What's got me hyped is how Rodgers' story resonates with us fans. We love underdogs who wear purple with pride. Will Rodgers' fresh start lead to a breakout season? Drop your predictions below, and let's see who's calling it early. Let's zoom in on the Vikings secondary because it's looking spicy. With Rodgers and Murphy leading the charge, Minnesota's cornerback room is blending youth, talent, and grit. Add in veterans like Jeff Okudah and the return of Mekhi Blackmon from injury, and you've got a group ready to ball. But the depth is thin, making Rodgers' role even more critical. Flores' scheme thrives on versatile players, and Rodgers fits the bill. He's been locking down receivers in minicamp, even picking off J.J. McCarthy during OTAs. That kind of playmaking could help the Vikings maintain their elite turnover numbers. Last season's fifth-ranked scoring defense is proof this unit can dominate, and Rodgers is poised to elevate it. Vikings news like this gets me amped for training camp. How confident are you in our secondary? Comment below and let's debate. Can this group be the NFL's best? Next, we're talking about Rodgers' competition with Murphy and why it's a win for us. That Rodgers-Murphy rivalry? It's the kind of thing that makes defenses legendary. These two are pushing each other daily, from film sessions to online gaming battles. Rodgers laughed about Murphy's dropped interceptions, saying he's aiming to match or beat his 6 picks from last year. Murphy, grinning, admitted he's got to make up for those drops. This competition isn't just fun. It's fueling a turnover-hungry secondary. The Vikings tied for first in takeaways last season, and with Rodgers' ball skills, they could climb even higher. Imagine Rodgers snagging a pick-6 against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers in Dublin. That'd be poetic justice. Vikings fans, this is why we're buzzing. Who's winning the interception race? Rodgers or Murphy? Drop your pick in the comments. Let's keep the Skol train rolling and talk about Rodgers' fit in Flores' big plans. Flores isn't just coaching Rodgers, he's unleashing him. The Vikings' defensive coordinator is known for putting players in position to succeed, and Rodgers is his latest project. Flores' aggressive blitz-heavy scheme led to a top-5 defense last year. And with new pieces like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave up front, it's only getting scarier. Rodgers' speed and instincts make him a perfect fit for Flores' chaos. He's been taking reps opposite Murphy, showing he can handle WR1S. Flores' belief in Rodgers, dating back to his college days, adds another layer of intrigue. This isn't just a depth signing. This is a calculated move to dominate. Vikings news doesn't get much juicier than this. Will Rodgers be the X factor in Flores' defense? Let me know your thoughts below. Up next, we're looking at how Rodgers' return skills could change games. Back to the return game, because Rodgers' potential here is too good to ignore. His 101-yard touchdown return in 2020 showed he's got elite vision and speed. With the NFL's new kickoff rules emphasizing returns, Rodgers could be a secret weapon for the Vikings special teams, which struggled to create big plays last season. Matt Daniels sees Rodgers as a difference-maker but knows his defensive role comes first. That's why he's chatting with management about how to use him. A single explosive return could swing a game, especially in tight NFC North battles. Picture Rodgers breaking free against the Packers. Lambeau would be silent. What do you think, Vikings Nation? Should Rodgers be our go-to returner? Comment below and let's keep the hype alive. We're almost done, but first, let's wrap up with why Rodgers is the spark we need. As we close out this Vikings news breakdown, one thing's clear. Isaiah Rodgers is ready to make waves in Minnesota. His fresh start, bond with Murphy, and versatility in Flores' scheme make him a player to watch. Whether he's picking off passes, locking down receivers, or sparking returns, Rodgers is bringing that Skol energy we love. The Vikings are building something special, and Rodgers is a key piece. With training camp around the corner, the hype is only growing. This team tied for first in turnovers and ranked fifth in points allowed last year. Imagine what they can do with Rodgers stepping up. The NFC North better watch out. Vikings Nation, let's show some love. Drop a comment. What's your bold prediction for Rodgers this season? Smash that like button, subscribe, and share this with your fellow Skol fans. Stay locked in for more Minnesota Vikings news, and let's keep the purple pride alive. Skol.